Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, and welcome to today's webinar, Sugar and Marketo Together. It's about time. My name is Glenn Johnson, and I'm a Senior Vice President here at Magic Software Enterprises and Magic Software Americas. I'm joined today by Andy Bowie, a Senior Consultant here at Magic Software Americas, and we invite you to enjoy our topic as we discuss how you can get integrated, how you can bring Sugar and Marketo together, as well as other enterprise systems. The topic for today's webinar, as it's been described to you, is that we're going to address the need for real-time CRM processes and triggers between Marketo and Sugar that help you to unify sales and marketing experiences across your organization using the Magic XPI integration platform to link CRM processes as well as other enterprise systems that control those all-important customer experiences. Included in today's webinar will be a live demo of the Magic XPI integration platform with Marketo and Sugar integration taking place. So we are very excited about the chance to present this to you, and we've put together an agenda which I think we'll make this interesting. We'll try not to do too much of the PowerPoint slides at the beginning, and then we're going to move on to the actual demonstration. If you have questions at any time, please feel free to enter them into the chat box, send it to the host and presenter. We will try to get to all of the questions at the conclusion of the formal presentation. So let's begin with this look at the agenda. We're going to talk about real-time process and service integration between Sugar and Marketo, show you how you can align Sugar and Marketo processes, how you can improve customer experiences really with real-time information accessibility in Sugar, in Marketo, and in other enterprise systems, whether it be ERP, supply chain, whatever it might be. And then how you can really transform your business results through more efficient and effective use of Sugar's amazing capabilities, and we'll show you that in the demonstration. Just a word about Magic Software before we begin the topic of the day, and that is that Magic Software is a global provider of application development and integration solutions. We've been around a long time. We're an established company in the industry providing services and especially software to IT companies and to the enterprise users and system integrators who are focused on making business process improvements around the Magic XPA application platform technology as well as the Magic XPI integration platform. We're a publicly traded company, so all of the numbers are public information. We're traded on the NASDAQ Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol MGIC. In 2015, we reported revenues of $176 million. We did that with something like 1,200 employees working out of about 24 global offices. We have customers in over 50 countries worldwide that are serviced not only by Magic Software, but by a large network of some 3,500 global business partners. And those partners are servicing millions of users worldwide, as is Magic Software, with the technology platforms that we provide to the market. So with that introduction, we're going to go ahead and begin. Now let's remember the premise. And the premise is that organizations running Sugar stand to benefit from the use of the Magic XPI integration platform for Sugar CRM to integrate, extend, transform end-to-end business processes. Connecting Sugar to your back-end systems empowers users with the latest up-to-date information. It delights customers with highly responsive interactions and transforms results across the enterprise. So how does all of that take place? Well, I think the best way to show you how you can use the Magic XPI integration platform is to actually let you see a quick video that will give you a sneak peek of what we're going to show in the demonstration and give you a sense of the anytime, anywhere capabilities that Magic XPI provides for users of Marketo and Sugar CRM.
The world has gone digital. Your customers, employees, and partners expect anytime, anywhere communications, instant responses, and up-to-date information. Your competitors also know this. The battle for customer attention and loyalty will be won by the ability to support business requests better and faster. To surpass the competition, you must find a way to enable your systems to truly work together at the speed of life. A free flow of information across your organization will allow you to carry out complex business processes in no time and develop new ways to reach your goals. Magic XPI, Magic Software's code-free integration platform, sets a new standard in system integration. Now, you can easily bring together all data and devices and create new apps, experiences, and offerings in minutes. Magic XPI provides pre-built and certified adapters to leading IT systems, as well as the ability to connect virtually anything else. Highly agile and totally scalable, Magic XPI enables you to complete sophisticated integration flows easily, so you can support all business requests quickly and reliably. Magic XPI serves some of the world's leading organizations, allowing them to focus on building the best processes and apps to advance their business. So, are you ready to outperform your competition? Then start integrating your business. Magic XPI. Get integrated.
I love how it gets to the idea of how when we get integrated that we're really getting to the idea that customer attention and loyalty is enhanced when our systems are able to work at the speed of life. Did you hear that? That working at the speed of life. I love that idea, that concept, because it really reinforces the need to avoid working in our business at the speed that maybe a data entry clerk can re-enter some information from one system to another, or working on that old nightly batch job ETL kind of approach that might have been used in the past. Instead, working at the speed of life as the customer is interacting, systems are updating, and as the customer needs to be informed of new information that's available in those back-end systems, it's there. They see it. They know. Your salespeople know. Your salespeople are aware. Your service people are aware. Your marketing people are aware. That, to me, is what's exciting about bringing all of this together. So as we look at how to align Sugar CRM and Marketo, we're, of course, talking about Marketo as a marketing automation system. A very powerful industry-leading system, and what you want is that speed of life interaction between CRM and marketing automation. If you don't have that, then you're really going to be in a lot of pain where sales and marketing are not aligned with one another. So you want real-time synchronization, and that's what the Magic XPI integration platform is providing to you across a wide variety of data touch points and business processes. So it gives you full control of your business rules so that you can determine how these elements relate to one another in a very easy visual drag, drop, and configure interface, which we'll be showing you and which you saw there briefly in the video. We'll also be able to take process-driven triggers and alerts and make sure that key information is provided to salespeople, to sales management, to marketing managers, and to everyone across the organization that needs to be aware of customer interactions and how to respond to them, and those alerts can take place in a number of ways in a multi-channel communication, whether it's email or SMS alerts or some kind of web interface, whatever it is you're looking for. And then you need to be able to incorporate and disseminate that third-party data. When I say third-party, we're not only talking about third-party systems that are in the enterprise, but also those third-party sources like social media, LinkedIn, or maybe it's an augmentation of data through a Dun & Bradstreet or Discover.org or a data.com. And then, of course, there's that enhancement to data quality that needs to take place where you're looking at the duplicate data. And there's data quality and append services processes that are made possible can also be very important, and they can really enhance both Marketo and Sugar by making sure that we don't get the old garbage in, garbage out syndrome taking place, and we in fact are intelligent about the way we enhance the information and view of the customer. It becomes an augmented reality because we know more than the enterprise knows by bringing in additional sources and by enhancing the quality of the information available to the enterprise and the customer. So we do that in the Magic XPI integration platform by providing a highly available, high-performing integration server with elastic scalability. This is based on in-memory computing. So fortunately, you don't have to know a lot about that. That just means that you've got a highly reliable server environment. That's important because marketing and sales systems can transact a lot of information and data. Every time the customer is viewing a website, every time the customer is clicking on an email, every time the customer is being called by a salesperson, every time product information and updates need to be synchronized, all these kinds of things can affect the amounts of data that are needing to be transferred and seen and visualized by these various systems. So it is important that you have a highly scalable system. So how do we get there? Through this very powerful capability called in-memory computing. And with in-memory computing, which is built into the Magic XPI integration platform, you have this powerful foundation right at the center of the processing and the server that provides all of this integration between all these various systems that you see, surveilled around the Magic XPI integration platform, whether it be, of course, your Sugar CRM system or any of various ERP systems, the Marketo automation platform for marketing, whatever it might be. And then you have these capabilities to apply business logic to conduct business process orchestration. We're not just talking about moving data back and forth, but literally controlling the flow of interactions between people and systems. And when you make that easy to control, when you bring it up to a user-level interface as opposed to line-by-line coding and programming, then you've got something very useful for your organization. And so I'm excited about what companies are now able to do running Sugar CRM in a very cost-effective and capable enterprise solution, and then applying Marketo in a real-time fashion. So you can integrate these systems. You can synchronize campaigns. You can see website and campaign activity in Sugar. This is really powerful. So suppose you have a campaign in Marketo that's sending emails to customers on a regular basis, and this might be a nurturing campaign where as new content is being developed and new users are coming into a particular smart list in Marketo, you need to synchronize that campaign with Salesforce so that you can see the information in Salesforce about who's read what, who's doing what, who's interacting, who's filling out forms, who's going to web pages, and so forth. And also, what's the sales benefit of that? What's the result? So you can measure that marketing ROI, and you can have direct connections to actual sales. So I can see that this email that I sent is connected to this amount of opportunity, which is forecast at this percentage, or actual closed business, and what was the real end result of our marketing sources, of our marketing campaigns, and so forth. And in addition, you have this ability to automate and personalize the salesperson communications. So Marketo gives you great capabilities for that. You can send an email as if it's from the account owner. Salesperson doesn't even have to think about it. They can be traveling in Mongolia, and it's as if they're at their desk in the office sending a nice reminder about an article that was written about your company or the latest YouTube video about your company, and just kind of sending a nice casual update to your customer, and they don't have to be involved in all of that personalized one-to-one communication. You can create a marketing engine in Marketo that and see it all from within Sugar CRM, so that when out in Mongolia your salesperson logs in, they say, oh, my customer responded to that email that, well, it looks like I sent it, but it was actually from the marketing team. It was actually a part of the marketing content automation, nurturing campaign. Isn't this great? Wow, my customer actually responded to me for once, instead of me having to know when to go out to all these customers. The system starts to create this really, hyperactive response capability. And I love that aspect of Sugar CRM and Marketo working together. It gets me excited as a marketing person. Yeah, I think you can tell. So this allows us to improve business experiences, not only as they relate to Sugar and Marketo, but across all kinds of systems in the enterprise. And this, I think we need to think creatively about what else can we do. ERP integration, product lifecycle management, data feeds for product information that needs to be seen within Sugar. What about the status of the order? You know, the classic customer question, where's my stuff? And we need order and shipment visibility. We have point of sale, e-tail, and e-commerce histories that need to be available in Sugar. You know, what happened in the retail environment? What happened on the website in terms of sales? Is that information available to your salesperson today? If it's not, then integration is the key to making that available to them so that they know instantly when these things have happened. If they go in, they're going to make a call to a customer, and the customer was on your website last night and already purchased one product, then what is the point of the call? What is it you're going to recommend? Do they owe money? Are they in a credit hold status? There's just so many different points of integration that extend beyond just the Sugar to CRM, Sugar CRM to Marketo automation, that they're also important for you to consider. What else can we do with this Magic XPI integration platform? It starts to get exciting. And then you can also look at things like asset management integration, field service application integration, and really start to look at that total customer experience. We call it customer experience, and we're now going to the point where we're calling it digital experience, or DX. You know, people are talking about CX, but DX is this idea that we're going to transform our business completely, adding mobile apps that integrate with back-end systems, with Sugar CRM, that benefit from Marketo and all of this. And through the Magic XPI application platform, you can get those mobile apps through the Magic XPI integration platform. We're doing all of that Sugar to Marketo integration. It's exciting stuff. Now, there are real customers that are using this technology, and one of them that we like to point out is a company you've probably heard of called Sennheiser. Sennheiser has a revenue of about 682 million euros in 2015. They've got about 2,300 employees worldwide. About half of those are in Germany and another half abroad. And they have manufacturing plants all over Germany, as well as in Ireland and the U.S., and they have sales subsidiaries in even more countries around the world. So this is a complex enterprise, a complex integration challenge with multiple systems, and I think it's valuable for us to understand how they use Sugar CRM and how they integrate Sugar CRM with other systems in the enterprise. So we can actually call on Marius Tempelmeyer for a testimonial here.
We started using XPI during a CRM project. We had a new CRM system for our company and needed to develop an interface to the ERP system. We had a strict go-live date and we had a short period of time to develop that interface, and that's where XPI came into play. We had standard connectors for JD Edwards, which is our ERP system, and Sugar CRM, which is our new CRM system. So we could develop the business logic to combine both systems with XPI and keep our go-live date. Basically, we're using XPI to build interfaces around our ERP system, which is JD Edwards Enterprise One. We're using it to connect Sugar CRM and to provide a prospect-to-customer flow. We are also connecting several different systems like WebSphere MQ, different databases, different data sources, and XPI provides easy connectors to do this. Magic XPI is our central integration platform. Over the years, we've developed various interfaces, written in different languages, running in different servers, which makes them quite hard to maintain. Migrating them to a central platform, which is Magic XPI, provides a common understanding for all developers, so we can swap roles in case of vacation, for example. XPI uses the same screens, the same methodology to connect to every system that we have. Either if it's a SOAP or REST API or if it's a custom Java connector. For the developer, the view is always the same on data. So we can focus on our business processes instead of focus on the technology of the actual interface. What I really like about XPI is that it provides a central place for all our interfaces, high availability and central monitoring out of the box. So if you develop an interface, you don't have to care about these aspects. They come right with the product. Our company's future plans are to migrate further interfaces to a common technology, which is Magic XPI. Furthermore, we want to provide some functions of complex backend systems and simple applications. And there, Magic XPI and its connectors to those complex systems help us to develop the logic. Talking to a colleague, I would recommend Magic XPI because it hides the complexity of different technologies from the developer and lets you focus on your business processes. And that's actually what you want to do.
Okay, so to me, that's exciting. What Marius has pointed out here is that you have the ability to focus on the business process rather than on the technology. And I love it when IT people are able to say that they're really focusing more on the business issues than the tedium of the underlying technology. And that's what Magic XPI Integration Platform allows them to do, so that IT and sales and marketing and service are all in alignment, working together to automate business processes in a way that improves that digital experience, that DX. Cool stuff. So how do you transform your business? You transform your business results through more efficient and effective use of Sugar's amazing capabilities. I mean, the capability is there in Sugar, but if you starve any CRM system by not allowing it to access the information that it needs, and your users and your sales team and your marketing people to access the information they need, then you're going to be in an isolated situation. So you want that 360-degree view of the customer, and it's essential to have marketing and sales automation and integration so that you can have an uninterrupted customer journey, so that the moment a lead converts from being just a marketing lead under nurturing to one that needs sales attention, you have an uninterrupted customer journey, and you get a response. You have more meaningful customer experiences because there's a 360-degree view of the customer, but there's also a 360-degree view of the enterprise. The customer is actually interacting in a more meaningful way because the information of all of your enterprise systems is now put to the service of the customer through Sugar CRM and the marketing automation platforms that you have. You're going to find that you're going to be able to use Marketo to do some amazing things to automate business processes that start to look a lot less like marketing even, and just a lot more like customer service, and that can be exciting as well. So the neat thing about the Magic XPI integration platform is that those who use it love it. Those who use it will tell you that they think you should use it too. And so rather than me saying that, let's listen to them.
I definitely recommend Magic products to my colleagues because it's really easy to use. It's easy to integrate with the different third-party software application, and it's providing any functionality which, as I myself as the developer, need.
I would recommend Magic to a colleague with a smile and a wink. With a smile, I would say utilize Magic software for many things. It can do anything you wish it to do. But with a wink, I would say take the time and learn the software, because you can realize things what you did not think you could do with the software.
Talking to a colleague, I would recommend Magic XPI because it hides the complexity of different technologies from the developer and lets you focus on your business processes, and that's actually what you want to do.
I do recommend Magic XPI to customers all the time. I truly like Magic XPI, so I have no problem to recommend it because we can achieve such great things with Magic XPI.
So once again, hiding the complexity of the underlying technology is a key value that allows you to outperform the future, to keep up with the constant pace of change in the various systems that are connecting with one another, and make sure that you have loosely coupled integration that performs in a way that is reliable, scalable, and usable by your organization. As we have said, Magic is a very highly respected technology. The company received the ISV Partner Award from Sugar CRM. It's used by literally thousands of customers worldwide, mid-sized companies, large organizations, and we are very proud of these customers that are more than willing to talk to you about what they've done with Magic XPI integration platform. And we would certainly offer you at the conclusion of the webinar to request a free copy of the Sennheiser case study, which is featuring the Magic XPI integration platform for Sugar. And all you need to do is just send an email to info@magicsoftware.com. Say, hey, I'd like to get a copy of the case study. Be happy to send it to you. So if you're interested in that, just let us know, and we'll be sure to interact with you in that way. It's now time for the demonstration. I know I told you I'd be brief. I don't think I was really brief, but I do appreciate your patience. I think what we talked about was important. And now we're going to see that Sugar CRM to Marketo integration that we've been talking about. So I'm going to turn it over to Andy Bowie, our senior consultant here at Magic Software Americas. And as soon as we're able to get his desktop shared, then you should be able to see and hear Andy and his demonstration. So take it away, Andy.
The first part is the actual live demonstration, and then afterwards I'm briefly going to go over the Magic XPI studio as well, just to kind of show you exactly how, as Glenn had mentioned, we focused on the business process when it comes to integration here. So for this particular use case here in Marketo, when a lead is updated with an increased lead score with a threshold greater than 70, what happens here is it's actually created or updated in Sugar CRM. Okay, so what we're going to see here is I'm going to go ahead and take a lead here. So here I have my Marketo front end, and we're going to take this Manbir Bular. And before I make any changes to it, I'm actually going to make sure that this account does not exist in Sugar. So I'll go ahead and search for the last name, and there's no Bular here in Sugar. Okay, so we'll go ahead and proceed. And as I mentioned before, for this particular use case, what is triggering the integration piece here is the changing of the lead score. So here I'll go ahead and give it a plus, we'll just say 90, and I'll go ahead and run this update. Okay, so right now that update is queued. We'll go ahead and keep refreshing our Marketo here until we see that the lead score has been updated to 90, and when we switch over to Sugar, what we should see is that the user is checked. First, actually what's happening in the background here is it checks to see if the lead exists in Sugar. If it does exist, it updates. If not, then it goes ahead and creates it. So in this particular case here, we saw that this particular lead did not exist in Sugar, and as a result, we are going to create it in Sugar. Okay. So right now here, we're just waiting on Marketo to go ahead and update this lead with the lead score of 90. Okay, so here we go, Manbir Bular coming in at 90. And if we go ahead and search for the last name now, I think we'll need to go ahead and refresh here, or not, and we'll see that Manbir has been created with our lead score of 90. Okay, so on the front, again, for this particular use case here, I'm coming in as an end user, right? In Marketo, as a Marketo user, I went ahead and just used the application like I would normally. With integration and with the idea of integration here, really there should be a fully automated back-end process. And as you saw here, there was no actual user acceptance. What we saw was real-time integration. On top of that, all I've shown at this point in the demonstration is a unidirectional integration. However, this use case here was developed for bidirectional purposes. If we go ahead and take a look at the Sugar ID, we went ahead and updated the Marketo lead as well with the returned with the turned ID created when we created the lead in Sugar CRM. So if you take a look here, we're logged in as Manbir, and we have the 35DAA, et cetera, Sugar ID number, and we also see that it updated inside of Marketo. Okay. Now the last piece of this demonstration, the last piece of this use case here is we also have integration coming from Sugar to Marketo as well. For this particular demonstration, what we went ahead and created a business process for this project was that if a title was changed on the Sugar CRM side, it would go ahead and update as well on the Marketo end. Okay, so I'll go ahead and edit the title here. Currently, he is a global program manager with information technology. We'll go ahead and change his title to, let's see, we'll give him a demotion, if you will, project manager, and change him to a junior project manager, for instance. Okay, first title that came into my head. I'll go ahead and save this. Okay, and again, real-time integration. We're going to go ahead and save. Oops, and what I want to go ahead and do here is go ahead and refresh my Marketo. Okay, and now when we go ahead and go into our lead details, we should see the updated title. Okay, so he's still coming as a global program manager. I'm experiencing a little bit of system latency right now, so we'll just keep refreshing this until we see that change pull in from Magic. Nope. So go into lead info. Let me just double check. Coming as a junior project manager still. Okay, junior was saved. Okay, let me go ahead and go into all of our leads. And what's happening here is I think we have this project set to be an interval timer as opposed to real time. So one of the things that Glenn had mentioned was that we have the ability to control when a specific flow or process is triggered. So in this case here, it could be the real-time integration, or it could be set to poll every 15 seconds, or maybe we create it as a daily process. So here we go ahead and go into lead after that refresh, and now we see that the job title pulled in as the junior project manager. Okay, so for this particular use case, there was a little bit of latency between the changes being made between Sugar, going from Sugar to Marketo. But as you see here, again, there was no user acceptance here. There wasn't an accept button that I had to click to enable this integration here. Okay. All right, so that was the first part of the demonstration here. Now the second part, I want to go ahead and take everyone kind of behind the scenes, kind of show them the tool set and how, when it comes to integration in Magic, how we focus on the business process, right? Again, the business process being when something should be updated. If something is not updated correctly or there's an issue, the error handling that comes to it. It's not just going from point A to point B, but exactly what the process is of taking the information, whether it's data transformation, changing for instance, changing something as simple as a date format from month, day, day to year, month, day, for instance, right? So what I'm going to go ahead and pull up here is our Magic XPI Studio. Now, this is what the developers and the business analysts will see when using the Magic XPI solution. So for instance, as I mentioned before, we had real-time integration, right? So when it came to checking to see if there are any leads that were updated, what we have here is our trigger, and it's set to poll every 1 second, and it's polling on the object of leads. Okay. Now, how do we connect to our Sugar instance? We have this all done inside of one centralized location, which is our resource repository. Okay, this is where we enter in the information on how to connect to our applications with the credentials, with the endpoint. Basically, however you connect to the application externally, this is the information we provide here. As one thing as well is that we're always consuming the APIs. We're using the APIs and not modifying the database backends. This ensures that we're handling all business processes that the application may entail. So for instance, again, this is our trigger, and what we're stating here is when we find a trigger that has been updated recently, we go ahead and handle each individual lead. And as I had mentioned, if the lead existed in Sugar already, then we will go ahead and update the lead in Sugar. If not, then we would go ahead and create it. Okay, so going into the configuration here, again, we're connecting to our resource, which we defined in that one central location. And from the server itself, we're not just using a generic set of objects, or it's not just default objects that come with the applications. What we're doing here is we're actually querying and have real-time schema discovery to ensure that we're able to handle all objects that are a part of your solution. So for instance, I have some custom objects here, although I am using the default leads. Taking you into the next screen is our data mapper screen, which Glenn did show you a couple of pictures of. And again, this is primarily what the developers and business analysts will see interface-wise in terms of connecting what field goes to what. Right, so we have our triggers, which trigger our flows, trigger our business process to handle the integration piece on the back end. And then we have our data mapper here that instructs the server what field to map our source, in this case here, Marketo, over to our destination, which is sugar. So for instance, we have our lead score, we have our Marketo lead score coming in as a user-defined field, and we have our lead score coming from Marketo. Okay. So again, here for this particular business process, again, we are doing this in what we call real time. Whenever an update to a lead is performed, then it goes ahead and triggers our server. But again, it gets towards whatever your business process may be. Maybe this is a daily process. Maybe at midnight every night, it will want to go ahead and update all the leads. Okay, so again, getting the information into the project is what XPI handles through all of its adapters, connectors, and components, and then how you want to handle that data once it's in the project is up to you as the end user, right? All right, and Glenn, that's pretty much all I have for the demonstration here. So if you want to go ahead and use the rest of this time here to open up the floor for questions.
Great. Thank you very much, Andy. Really appreciate that demo. That's fantastic. And we do want to open it up for your questions. So please send your questions to the host and presenter using the chat box there, and we will take those questions in order and try to get through all of them in the remaining time that we have. So we'll give you just a moment to enter that in. While you're doing that, I just want to mention that we do have a Sennheiser case study available. If you're interested in receiving that case study, you can request it by sending an email to info@magicsoftware.com anytime after this webinar, and just request the Sennheiser case study, and we'll be happy to share that with you. So looks like we've got some questions coming in, so I'll just start with the first one. It says, on the data maps, how do you handle joins?
Handling joins. So what we can actually do here, and I can go ahead and show you, is it's not just a linear single one-to-one connection here. What we can actually use is what we call our expression editor. So let me see if there's any examples in this particular data mapper. There are not, but basically what I can do here is I can set up two connections. For instance, for first name, and we see this with a lot of applications here. Sometimes the application concatenates both first name and last name into the same field. If this is the particular case here, I'll open up my data modifier or my calculated value field of the data mapping, and I can pull in the sources. So I'm going to say from the first name and concatenate it with a space and concatenate it with the last name. So here dynamically I'm pulling in the sources. It's referencing as whatever value is coming from my source here at this particular instance, and I can perform data manipulation under this calculated value field here.
Okay, fantastic. The next one, can you set an alert using a business process manager?
Defining alerts, I mean, that's, there can be many alerts, right? Typically we see email alerts or even Magic XPI server monitor alerts, right? Again, this is a flow of operation flow. So yes, you can do alerts. For instance, at the end of this flow here, I could add an email component which would send a user whenever a lead was created, a specific email address whenever a lead was created in Sugar. And I would put that just here at the end of my process here. I'd also, if that's not necessarily the case and I don't want to flood an email inbox, what I could go ahead and do is do the alternate case. In the event a lead failed to create, what I could do is create an entry here, and this, I didn't go over this, but here is my Magic XPI monitor. And what this does is, as we mentioned before, Magic XPI is a background, a non-interactive integration piece, right? We believe that there should be no user interface in order to handle the integration. But sometimes we'll need to see what's going on the server and what's happening, so this is the monitor which interfaces and shows us the activity of the server. We can create user-defined messages here, for instance, when the lead is created or if a lead failed to create, and create a message, a user-defined message here in the monitor as well. So in terms of alerts, yes, we can do emailing. We can do, if there's some kind of web service you want to call to alert as well, again, we have our generic connectors and adapters to go ahead and consume those web services. So yes, alerts are supported.
So for example, if I, like a dummy, try to upload a lead without an email address, then you can trigger a process that will send me an email back and say, hey, this lead doesn't have an email address associated.
Correct. And you could even query information such as the lead number, the date and time when it was created. Again, this is all information with the flow, right? At some point during the server's processing, it's going to try and create or update the lead here. And should we run into any issues, we could catch that information, and then from there, through this flow here, perform whatever we need to.
All right. Next question, is there an adapter for SAP Business One?
Yes, there is an adapter for SAP Business One, and I believe SAP R3 as well. So we have many SAP connectors.
Okay.
And then another thing to address that question as well, with the out-of-the-box connectors for these applications, it's kind of in a supply and demand. What we have are generic connectors such as web service connectors or HTTP service connectors, and what these applications basically are the demand demand for these applications were so high, so that we created components that basically we can create as a manual process. However, with the real-time schema discovery and everything like that, that was just created to avoid having to create the whole process manually. My point being, if the application is not that does not have an adapter, that does not necessarily mean we cannot connect to it.
Okay, great, thank you. And next question, what email servers are supported for inbound emails?
IMAP, POP3, generally all SMTP mail traffic is supported with Magic XPI, inbound or outbound.
And then that would include Exchange Server, right? And Lotus.
Correct.
Lotus Notes.
That is correct.
Environments as well.
Correct.
Okay. Great. And then there's another one. Do you have customers using this with Magento?
Yes, we have use cases with Magento, and we have customers currently integrating to and from Magento as well.
All right. We're just looking to see if we have any more chat questions. I don't see it, so I'm going to say thank you very much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you again on another webinar. Thank you, Andy, for a great demo, and thanks to everyone who participated. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much, Glenn.